Hopefully this works, huh? Yeah, this is shit, for fuck's sake. Hold on. It just fixed this with Jorge too. I'm getting playback. So okay.
You guys hear
Can
us?
I hear you?
Yes.
Kevin, talk.
I'm Kevin.
Are you talking, Kevin?
I am. John, can you hear me?
Okay. All right.
I
cool.
can hear you, Kevin.
Okay, great. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just started using this. Oh shit! What did I just do? I probably just turned it off. These Bluetooth, because I've been doing D&D with Jorge and some friends, and wearing the regular earbuds that connect to the thing just fucking kill my ears. So I've been using this, but like I'll hear my audio coming out of the recorder through this and me talking. I can't describe it. It's a pain in the ass though. So yeah, it's fixed.
Hey, look, it's
And
Stevie's joining us.
hold on. What the fuck is going on? Hold on. I realized I was recording that, but it says it's recording.
Stevie, can you hear us?
She is meeting right now.
Michael, you got there's two of you coming. I see you here twice. He's connecting to audio. Okay. In case there are any audio issues, feel free at the bottom of your screen. There is a little chat thing. Where are you at, John? What's your background?
My background?
Yes.
Stop asking
Long-time
questions.
listener, first-time caller. I'm up in Northern California in the Bay Area.
No. I'm sorry. What's in your Zoom background?
Oh, what that's Project TikTok from the Time Tunnel.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the only time they ever showed it was in the pilot where you saw it full scale. It's supposed to be miles long, and Doug and Tony went inside and have never returned.
What? How long did that?
An older Irwin Allen show from the late '60s.
Nice. The time tunnel. Did they travel through time in the tunnel?
Yeah, they were stuck. They were unstuck in time, so they had no control. And they showed up wherever there was stock footage from a 20th Century Fox movie.
Nice. Shane Gould coming in, joining us from the UK here shortly. Michael, can you hear us yet?
No one's answering.
I can hear you.
Welcome, Michael.
Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. I asked a couple times if you could hear me, and no one responded. So I think we're good as far as the recording goes. It's weird what it's picking up and what it wasn't, but now it's picking everybody up. So everyone who talks should be on the show.
All right, very good.
we'll see what happens.
But she's not here. Michael, do you see that you're in here twice?
Yes, because I'm using my cell phone as a camera, but I'm watching you on my computer so I can get you on a bigger screen.
So where is everybody? Ralph obviously is Anaheim Hills. I'm in Highland Park in Los Angeles. John, where are you at?
The Bay Area, just north of San Francisco, about 20 minutes north. Green County. Michael,
how about you? Where are you at?
I'm in a very rural area of Connecticut.
Okay.
So I'm actually able to walk outside without being afraid of meeting people.
Nice. We have a pretty good.
I'm actually leaving Anaheim, guys.
Oh.
What?
I am now on Yavin 4.
Oh.
I don't like these. The thing that drives me nuts about the backgrounds is that you can like make your hands disappear and like try to make it so you see as much as the real background as you can. And
Hmm.
Shane, can you hear us? Okay, Shane Poole can't hear us yet. Sal Gilberto,
I can hear you.
Sal can hear me?
Yes,
How you doing, Sal?
I'm doing well. Can you guys see me? I think I may have joined without video.
I think you joined without video. We definitely hear you. Sal is one of my very rare Doctor Who / pro wrestling. Sal's actually a referee also in the Boston area. So welcome.
Yeah.
Now we can see you. I can see you.
Yeah, and that's a great background, by the way.
Thank you.
Made that.
I've got a couple in case this bores people. I've got a couple on backup.
I've never been able to get them to do movement. How do you have the
Well,
moving,
there's an option for video. So what I did is I just I downloaded the Doctor Who intro and then I cut it down to this bit and I slowed it down a bit so it would take longer.
but you could just throw it into backgrounds?
Yeah, in the virtual backgrounds it says choose a photo or choose video.
Oh, okay. I don't have that video option on mine. I'm just using the iPad. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
So what is everybody doing? Is anybody able to still fully do their job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually what I was doing up until about 10 minutes ago. I was talking to my boss and I said, I have an important Zoom meeting to go to.
yeah,
Franquito and Kirk Francis are coming with us in a moment here. How about you, Michael?
there's Franquito.
Ito, good job.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get that background thing.
It's kind of fun. Mike, how are you doing, Mr.
Pretty
Franquito?
good. We're doing great, guys.
Now I'm going to have to go in on the show page and add Franquito to this episode under the guest tab.
That's right. Excellent background. I love it.
Thanks.
You're like working out and stuff.
Yeah,
You're getting yourself in shape.
man, it's so tough. I was at the gym like every morning, but now I switched over to the home workouts, doing the insanity workout, which is it's kind of old. It's pretty intense, and a lot of sexual harassment in these videos. What I'm seeing. Like not a lot. It's not like overwhelming, but just a couple of things the guy says. Like he's just in the middle of the workout, he just turns to a girl and says, "You never had to wear a sports bra before this, have you?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is definitely from years ago."
And Kirk Francis, welcome, Kirk. Can you hear us?
Oh, Kirk.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Franquito, you're in Ohio.
Ohio.
Where are you at, Kirk?
I'm in New Hampshire. So
New Hampshire. Okay. Are either of you guys able to do your job at this time?
unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah,
40 hours a week. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working remote for the past maybe 2 months with no end in sight. Yeah.
Full salary, everything. You're all good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're all set.
For now. Yeah. We'll see.
So how is everybody not losing their mind? What are you binging? What are you doing?
I'm putting some dents in the DC Universe app, and I'm kind of loving it, man. There's a lot of great shows on there that I think a lot of people are missing. I think Doom Patrol had a slow start, and I jumped back into the second half, man, and it really picked up some steam. So I'm like 2 episodes away from finishing Titans, the Harley Quinn, a lot of comics too. I'm getting my money's worth out of the DC Universe and Marvel apps for sure.
I renewed my yearly subscription to DC and haven't watched it in maybe 4 months. I'm halfway through Doom Patrol, which I loved, but we've just I went back. What I did is a couple weeks ago when all this shit went down, I went in and I started the next episode of Doom Patrol for a minute. And then I started the next episode of Titans. I'm starting the season 2 for a minute. And so that they show up at the beginning of my Apple TV app. under my TV thing, so they reset them, put them back to the front to get that stuff going again. I still haven't done it. I really need to, because we really like Doom Patrol. It's a unique show. It's really cool. The characters are really well fleshed out. It's interesting stories, and it's just bizarre.
Yeah.
We like Titans. We made it through season 1. We just never started back up. And I'm excited because I'm a Nightwing fan. And I mean, all of season 1 of Titans was, when is he going to be Nightwing? And I know in season 2 that's going to happen. So it's just a matter of just getting it going again. And because we have time. We have time to watch it.
Yeah.
Is Stargirl out yet?
No, it's not. I don't know what date is on that.
I want to say it's like September or something. No,
I haven't
maybe not
seen
that
anything.
far out.
I saw a promo poster for it, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, and then I hear the Harley Quinn show's good. I heard the first episode's a little bit rough to get through, but I think after that it's good to go.
Yeah, the cast is great. If you go through the IMDb, this cast is really deep and a lot of funny people. I mean, it's good the whole way through, and it kicked off. I didn't expect season 2 to start up as fast, but as soon as it was done, we had like, I don't know, maybe like a month or 2-month break, and it was just right back in it. So we're like 3-4 episodes deep into the second season already.
Cool.
So I, as I mentioned before on the show, I just got a Nintendo Switch when all this started going down, and I played Mario Kart a lot, and I've been working my way through the Breath of the Wild on Zelda. I beat the original Zelda. I beat Zelda 2. I don't even care anymore. I cheat. I go online and I follow the maps, because I did it all back in the old days. I did it on my own, maybe with a map or two. But it's still hard, especially Zelda 2. It's very, very tough. Yeah. And then like 10 years ago, my Minnesota guys and I got 3 buddies, Jake, Jeremy, and Joe, back home, and we would play the Nazi Zombies on Xbox. I don't even know what's happened to my Xbox since, but I do not have one. And it was my birthday, and they were like, we're getting the gang back together. We hadn't done it in years. And I was like, sorry, guys, I don't have it. And right now, it's not a very wise time to buy a new Xbox. And it was my birthday, and they just sent me a bunch of money, and they said, go get an Xbox. So I got an Xbox, the cheaper one. But yeah, we've been playing Nazi Zombies a couple nights every week. It's so great.
Yeah, I've been doing my new hobby, which kind of I felt forced me into creating a new Twitter and Instagram account, because I was like, people who are following me on Twitter or Instagram do not want to see this shit every single day. But I've been designing. I've been designing, I think, since the beginning of the month. I think it's something like the last 2 weeks straight. I've designed a new Star Wars costume for Animal Crossing, and have posted it. And so today was a good one. Today I posted Kenner Yoda. And so it's like the vest, or it's like the cloak with the belt, with the little light thing on the belt. But then I created the snake to come up the body, wrap around the neck, and go down the arm, the orange snake. So it's pretty crazy, like what you can do on it. And it takes a lot of like way much more time than I should, because I don't know if anybody wants a Kenner Yoda hoodie to run around with, but it looks cool and I got it done. So I've been doing that. It's been it gives me like something to do to like unwind. I've been like, I haven't been really paying too much close attention to the Patreon. I need to get that going, because I've been guesting on other people's podcasts and doing, all right, let's do a podcast. This is a 3rd week straight.
Yeah.
And then me and Jorge have been recording Kaiju podcast every other week. And so I'm still doing a lot, but I need to get more done on the Patreon. I still owe a couple of episodes. I did do one for April already, so that's cool. But I feel like I should do more. Yeah. Do we even start this show? Did you want to say the thing? Does anybody want to do it? Should we do it all at the same time? I don't know how many people listen to the show actually.
Well, Sarah has joined us. Shane Poole, I know he's in the UK. He's finally making his way in. He's not speaking yet. Ian, welcome to the show.
Sarah doesn't realize that this is going to be on the internet.
Listen. We're very lucky to have you here. She doesn't even like taking pictures of herself, and here we got some video.
Yeah, you're gonna this. So everyone, that's Sarah. That's my sister.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm over it. I'm over a lot of things the last month.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah. Who wants? Yeah. At the count of three, whoever knows. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Let's do a podcast.
All right, let's all do a podcast.
Oh, special effects.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So quick note on your lightsaber there. I actually just got to Disney right before all this broke out. I got the last week of January, and I was lucky. But with everything shutting down, I because they're not selling anything from Galaxy's Edge, I took a shot and I reached out to Disney and see if they would let me buy another lightsaber. No, it is still on lockdown.
Which one were you gonna get?
I was gonna get the Ahsoka, the pair.
So I don't know if I haven't mentioned it here, but I got my Luke Skywalker one. I got my Luke Skywalker one at Galaxy's Edge. I did not get a discount on it because the Galaxy's Edge stuff is still, whatever. And then I think a week or two later, I went to our warehouse where they take and throw out stuff that, is broken or whatever. I got this guy. They had the Obi-Wan one there. It said that it was broken, but it turns out when I brought it home, it completely works. Has the box and everything. $25.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I never planned on owning more than one lightsaber, but I mean $25. But now I can't go get another one. So
we were kind of doing this to start. Ian, where are you at? What city are you in?
I am in the very far western part of Kentucky, an area called Paducah.
All right. Are you able to still work, or are they kind of are you working from home, or?
Yeah, I'm working from home right now.
Really?
I'm lucky. I have an odd job, but I do actually travel almost exclusively for work. So it's, but I'm able to do it from home currently. So I'm lucky.
Is that when you listen to podcasts?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I listen to podcasts while I'm at work because you guys probably know, but I work, in the middle of the night. I have so many podcasts backlog now. It just sucks.
Yeah.
I want to listen to them all, but I can't. So hopefully you guys aren't going through the same thing and you're able to actually listen to this stuff. How many of you have been listening to the All Right podcast since we've sort of been back with this quarantine? Like, have you had a chance to listen to them? Yeah, cool. That's good.
I'm one episode behind.
What was that?
I'm one episode behind.
I'll tell you. So
Okay.
in the last couple episodes, Ralph was talking about the Detroiters, and we've all seen the commercials for so many different Comedy Central shows. That's like, yeah, it's definitely a Comedy Central show, and it is on the air. And then on my birthday, Ralph sent me season 1 on iTunes. And
here's the thing, though. I'm super afraid because I feel like Kevin studies comedy, and I feel like it can be real hit or miss as far as stupid stuff. And I don't know. It's hard. I am excited to hear what your thoughts are. I know that the last time we text, you said you'd watched 5 episodes, which gives me hope.
So you sent me season 1, and also on the Comedy Central app is season 2, which I finished. Those guys are so easy to watch. They're so stupid, but they're so easy to watch.
Okay,
I love it.
good.
It's great.
I'm glad you loved it.
I just got into season 2, but I love it. It's very Tim Robinson. I know when Tim Robinson, when he was on SNL, there was a couple sketches that were just weird as hell, and you know, I found out that Tim wrote them, and you could just tell he's got that little stamp on things. I think You Should Leave on Netflix is kind of brilliant. I can't watch a few minutes of that series without just watching the entire thing. I probably just went through it front to back so many times. I mean, at least like 5 times.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember him on Saturday Night Live, they have a sketch on YouTube, and it has to do with John Tesh and John Tesh's brother going into the executive boardroom at NBC to come up with a theme for NBC basketball. You gotta watch it. If you like Tim Robinson, you gotta watch it. It's him and Jason Sudeikis as John Tesh and John Tesh's brother.
Shane Poole, it looks like Shane is here, but he can't listen. Mr. Mark Maurer, can you hear us? All right, not yet. Mark Maurer is here.
He's waiting to listen later.
I guess when I'll talk more about him when he gets there. Yeah, Detroiters is great. I will say on the Comedy Central app, the Comedy Central app is kind of sketchy. I do it on my Apple TV, and it will, after a commercial, it will just freeze, and I have to press start again. But, you know, obviously very minor inconvenience these days. But, yeah, Detroiters is great. I wish there was a season 3.
Yeah. Did you see Tim Robinson on This Week? They posted it on Twitter, and it was on his Instagram stories, where he was making fun of the people who wanted to break quarantine to get their shopping done.
No.
So it was two clips of real people. One person saying that, you know, she wanted to go get her hair cut. Another guy said he needed to go get like pottery supplies or potting soil and stuff for that. And then the third person is Tim Robinson yelling at the camera that where else is he going to go get his Halloween stuff? He needs to go to the Halloween store to get his Halloween stuff. It's phenomenal. He's just yelling at the top of his lungs. I don't know if he's on Twitter. He's on Instagram though.
The funny thing is, before this, him and what's the other guy's name?
Sam Richardson.
Sam Richardson, I just knew from Veep, and I loved him on Veep. Yeah, he's doing great. So I think Mark Maurer, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, are you driving?
Yes, I can. I'm on.
So here's how I know Mark Maurer. We're both from the St. Michael, Minnesota area.
Yep.
You're class of 90. You 2 years ahead of me?
89.
89. All right.
Yep,
His sister Sarah was in my class.
Yep.
And I guess your mom did some tailoring, right?
Yeah, she still does.
And my mom would bring us over there, and she would occasionally, like a couple of times, and his mom would measure us, our clothes. But the one time I was there, I wandered into Mark's room, and he had this huge display of all those Kenner action figures, and they were all set up. And I was younger, and I remember asking if I could play with them, and Mark very hesitantly was like, "If you can be good with them," and I was good with them, if I recall. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember that at all, but I'm so glad I didn't come off as a doucher. But you remember how they used to sell them at JCPenney for like $2, and that was my weekly allowance. And so, like one time we went there and they had 16 that I didn't have. I think I just loaded up, and I took a loan out from my parents for like the next 8 weeks of allowance.
That's great. I love it.
Yep.
So are you working from home, or are you able to work still, or what's your story?
Yeah, I work for the university, and they sent us all home. But because we are, working with medical students, they're still on site, so we still have to do our things with them.
Okay.
Put my video up here. Yeah, I've been home for, I think this is the 4th week now.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, and people who have listened to the show probably have heard this a couple of times, but I have 2 jobs, and in each job, I was right around the corner from really going next level, and now they're both nothing. It's like, dang, damn it. I was finally going to be a mature, grown-up adult at 46. Not yet.
Yeah, I had my last day of work last week. We
Right.
had they
The furlough
said
beer.
they said they're keeping 15 people on, but they're all like old people, and they're doing the kind of work that I would be doing, which is like I'm too old for.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they drop off and I get sort of brought in, but we'll see. But yeah, right now I'm on furlough. I filled out that unemployment. I'm supposed to get like a $600 on top of that through the 30th of July, and then after that we'll see what happens.
Right.
My main concern is that, you know, this shit has no end in sight, and we're inching closer and closer to Celebration. And this was going to be my first Star Wars Celebration, and I had the weekend planned out for over a year. I was actually I was in Ireland when I got the vacation that the tickets went on sale. So it's been like since May of last year, something like that. And now I don't even know if we're going to be able to go, and I'm super bummed because I mean, I like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I want to go see Star Wars stuff. Especially now, like just being cooped up in the apartment for the last, month and a half or however long it's been, month, something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. It just, I know Comic-Con's been canceled. We just missed WonderCon a couple weekends ago. So I don't know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully people could just stay at home and nip this shit in the bud, because I'm ready. I'm ready for stuff to happen and be able to do stuff.
WrestleMania is in jeopardy in LA too, because they're.
When is that? That's not for a year.
Right, but first of all, that stadium might not be. Okay, I didn't know we had a 40-minute time limit on this, but they've gotten rid of it, so that's nice. Yeah, because first of all, the stadium might not be finished, and second of all, like all concerts and whatnot are done through at least this year, right? Didn't they put that out? I think so. I think there's no more concerts this year or large gatherings.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything official, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's going to be next year before we have anything like large get-togethers like that.
Michael, where are you taking us there? We're going to the beach? What's your background?
Yeah,
This is
he's on the island.
Lost.
Oh, of course.
That's
I didn't
Kate
recognize
over
Kate
there.
back there. Yes.
The back of Jack's head.
Jack. Is that Claire? No, that's Juliet. That's Hydra Island. That's what that is.
Yeah,
That's
must
Hydra
be.
Island.
Okay.
Dude, why didn't I name my Animal Crossing island that?
Okay, who asked that? Okay, so here, can I tell you a story? And I know Stevie's listening in. We got Animal Crossing, but Stevie's working from home. So I'm sitting around the house and I'm like, let me try this Animal Crossing that I keep hearing about. So I go ahead and I fire up my island and build my place my tent or whatever I do. And I name my island Hydra. I name it Hydra Island. And I'm like, this is pretty fun. I can, this is cool. Then when Stevie was off work, she came on, signed in, and she's like, oh, I guess I'm on your island. And it was like Hydra Island. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. I assumed we'd be able to have 2 logins, but no, you have to live on the same island. So I'm like, well, this is day 1 and I don't give a shit about this game. That's since changed. But I was like, okay, I just went and I deleted it. I deleted the work that I did for the day. And I'm like, I don't care. Deleted and stuff. And so she started her island, and then I kind of have been occupying my little corner of it. But yeah, I originally called mine Hydra Island. And I don't think there's a way to change it. Who here has Animal Crossing? I know Kirk does. Sarah does.
Sarah,
what are your island names?
I sure do.
Okay.
I got it. When did I get it?
It was after Easter. You ordered it on
No, it was
Easter
before
Day.
Easter. No, it was
Oh, it was
before
Mom's
Easter.
birthday.
Yes. I bought
The
myself
beginning
a
April
present.
1st.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Like April 1st is when I started, and I'm doing okay. I like it.
For the Nintendo Switch?
Yes, I got myself a Switch Lite.
And then Kirk, what's the name of your island, Sarah?
45 years old. Crabapple Island, just like my Twitter and my Instagram.
Oh yeah. And then Kirk's island is
Uh,
Brady Town.
Well, yes, I bought it, and luckily I said, "Hey, Laura, you play first." So she named her island. I'm like, I'm gonna come up with the best island name ever, and I was trying to think of the best name ever, and then I'm stuck on Jelly Bean. So.
Well, this is the thing is I kind of want to switch light so I can kind of have my own island, but I put so much work into this one that I'm like, oh, okay, well, like I wish there was I don't know. I'm fine. I'm going to make my designs. I'm good. I don't need to start over. I don't need a tent. I have a friend who's still in a tent, and I'm like, oh, Ryan, producer Ryan, for those of you who listen to Dharma Lars,
Yep.
he said he's still in a tent.
Well, he got his like only like not even 2 weeks ago, right?
Like the tent is the first thing you get rid of. Like the first thing you upgrade to is a house. Anyway.
I have my tent for a
Animal
while.
Crossing is you decorate your house and yard, right? That's the game?
It's like The Sims, but you don't die and you don't have to like feed yourself or take dumps.
Do you interact with real players in real time?
You can.
You can.
You can open up your island.
It's a lot of just like resource collection and stuff, and then the fun part is when you have your dumb friend over, and then you dress up like an idiot for him. That's the fun part.
My thing is the thing I like to do is get a full Star Wars outfit, like a complete cool like Star Wars. Like I'll do my favorite to do is the X-wing pilot, so that when I visit someone's island and they see me enter through the airport, I'm looking like a badass. Like that's my favorite thing to do. And then they're like, "Ooh, how do I get that?" And I'm like, "Go to my Twitter."
The other thing you can do is you can give objects to the stupid little animals that live on your island. And there's a mummy outfit, and if you give it to them, they'll put it on, and it looks like a straitjacket. So I just kind of want to populate my entire island with people in straitjackets.
Yesterday I had an elephant walking around with a Darth Vader hoodie. That's
Nice.
great.
The other thing, I have a hamster, like a walking, talking hamster who likes to work out. So I sent him a hamster cage with a note that says, "This is where you belong." And then he sent me like a super nice, appreciative note, and he put it in his house on display. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is you're
John, are we in Spaceballs?
Yes.
Excellent.
Baseball 1.
And then Michael has the Lars episode artwork for the Baconator challenge. Kevin, I don't know if you ever heard this story.
I don't think so.
But you know, at Comic-Con, you kind of lose track of time, and you may realize that you haven't eaten in a while, and that you've been doing a lot of walking around. So what happened was that happened like late at night, and I decided I'm going to eat a Baconator from Wendy's. And that didn't sit well with my stomach. So the problem is you're in a room occupied by like 4 other people.
Oh, no.
And that door is open up to the adjoining room. So what I did was, after I was done with my process of the Baconator, they have a pot of coffee. So I fired up the coffee machine because I'm like, well, coffee's surely going to overpower this smell. Well, I didn't turn the coffee pot off, and it burnt the coffee.
Oh, shit.
So we had a whole episode about that, and that was the artwork. It was the Baconator. It still looks good though.
So Ralph loves.
But in my old age, I have graduated to the son of Baconator, which is smaller.
Was it delicious?
Go ahead.
Were they both delicious?
Oh, they're great. Oh, you wouldn't eat any of that stuff.
No, I wouldn't eat any of that. So Ralph loves Westworld. Mark loves. It was Westworld you were talking about, right, Mark? That you were suggesting to us?
No, it was Watchmen. I haven't seen Westworld.
Oh shit! Yes, that's actually what I meant. Yes, Watchmen.
Watchmen, yes.
Yes, Watchmen.
And I tried to watch that without thinking about the graphic novel, and I think it stands pretty well like that. But like Ralph said on the podcast, there's a lot of little Easter eggs in there for people who are familiar with the background material.
I'm really.
I'm it bears repeated watching too. There's a lot of layers in there that only come up, like you only catch them the second or third time through. It's really.
So I obviously I caught up with Better Call Saul. So and last night was the finale, and it's so awesome. I caught up with The Walking Dead. I was like a season and a half behind The Walking Dead, and I really enjoy that still. I'm working on Supernatural, and this is all me. Well, not all. Better Call Saul, you can't play a video game and half watch. You got to watch Better Call Saul, and you want to watch Better Call Saul. Well, like Walking Dead, I'm playing Mario Kart, and okay, well, they died. Oh, that's too bad. Blah, blah, blah. But and Supernatural too. Play video games, and that's pretty funny. Blah blah blah. But what's come? I know that I got to pick Picard. I'm working on Picard, and I'm really enjoying that. Star Trek Discovery, I've still only seen the first episode, and I know that a lot of people really like it, so I'm going to keep plugging through that. And I still have plenty of Supernatural actually to watch still. But what else is everybody plugging through?
Well, I started Picard. I got about 4 episodes in, but work keeps getting in the way.
You do like it though?
Why does everything have to be so dark and edgy now?
That's a good question. I like it, but I understand that it doesn't always have to be that way.
Yeah, it's fine once in a while, but when it's the core of a series, it just kind of, okay, next. Where's the new life, new civilizations? I want to go boldly somewhere.
I do remember being shocked, but I liked the shock when that lady dropped the F-bomb on Picard.
Yeah. Every time I see something like that, it's like a scream for, we're edgy. This isn't your daddy's Star Trek.
So do you watch the Orville?
Yeah, I love it.
I did. I watched the first 2 seasons, but
there is so far. Yeah, it was supposed to come out September on Fox, but I guess due to the extensive visual effects, it's being released sometime this spring, I believe, on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is a season 3.
Well, there goes
and
my
it feels
view.
like that show is more Star Trek.
Yeah, it's close. It's closer to old Trek. Yeah.
And I've tried watching every incarnation of Star Trek, and I just can't get into it. But for some reason, like, I'm into the Orville, and I don't know if it's just the way people talk like normal people or what, but I'm really into that. Kevin, I need to get started on Avenue 5.
I enjoy Avenue 5.
Yeah. Because I'm not watching really anything. I'm halfway through Die Another Day. Me and Stevie, right before the podcast, were eating lunch, and I put it on, and it was the scene where Pierce Brosnan was sword fighting and Madonna was there, and I watched it for like a minute, and I'm like, I'll finish this later. So I'm still plugging away on my James Bond rewatch. But I can't think of. We've been slowly watching Big Mouth on Netflix. If you haven't watched Big Mouth, it's a lot of fun.
Did you go with Pierce Brosnan on he live streamed watching one of his Bonds?
No, there's too many of those. And I know I'm not helping by adding another live stream. But last week, Gareth Edwards did a live stream with his Godzilla. And then it was at the same time as Taika Waititi doing Thor Ragnarok. I'm like, there's too many going on. And this week they did a Kong Skull Island with Jordan Vogt Roberts, John C. Reilly, and all the guys from Kong Skull Island. I just wish that they would just put them somewhere, and I could just go watch it later.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to find time, like us. We're doing this now, and we're going to post it later.
You don't think it's going to be on YouTube? Any of those other ones?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I mean, I hope so.
You catch any of the Doctor Who ones, Kevin?
I haven't, but I would. I know. I looked through the tweets afterwards.
Yeah.
Who's the director? The lady director who also directed like a Friday Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh gosh, what's her name? She also did Tank Girl.
Anyway, she's
Yeah.
and she live tweeted a bunch of stuff, and it's neat to see. And she's showing off some pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Great to hear all the little details and fun little things.
Well, Russell did a really nice postscript
For Sarah Jane.
came out Sunday with Sarah Jane. Yeah.
Good job, Kirk. Thank you, Rachel Talalay.
Rachel Talley, thank you. And have a box of Kleenex next to you when you watch it.
Sure. I mean, right from the start, I could tell. I started it and I was like, okay, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm getting a call.
Oh, okay. Mark, what are you watching? Mr. Maurer.
That's my favorite Zoom joke.
Not watching much right now. I had the kid for the last 2 weeks, so it was actually just a steady diet of Marvel movies, which I hadn't seen before, so it's nice to go through them together. We've also been playing the Marvel Champions living card game at the same time, so it's fun to see like Iron Man in action and then go play Iron Man against some villain in the card game.
How old's your kid?
He is 15.
How is he doing? Like, I don't know anybody who actually has kids who's going through all this bullshit.
It was funny. The school district announced on an early release day in March that this is going to be the last day of school for them, like the next month. And then later that day, the governor announced, oh, actually, we're closing everything down in the state for 6 weeks, which has then been extended. And then they canceled school for the rest of the year also. So we didn't know on a Wednesday in March when they came home early that they weren't going back. But he's been dealing with it really well. The school district finally got remote learning set up, so he's got 3 or 4 classes each once a week, homework assigned in between, and he's doing great. If I had gotten a 3-month-long spring break when I was in 9th grade, I think I probably would have been pretty happy.
You're in Seattle?
Yes.
Where does he spend his other time? Is that still in Seattle? Or?
Next town north, so Shoreline. So it's like, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, across the street from Seattle, basically. It's the next 2-3 miles north.
Ian, you were nodding. Do you have you got a kid going through this?
I got 3. I got a 7, a 9, and a 12-year-old. And when they announced that school was canceled for the rest of the year, you've never heard the most happiest cheers, screaming, and absolute chaos. I mean, they've had more fun. I mean, honestly, it's weird to say this, but like in some ways, this has been really an interesting, like almost like blessing, because like not only are we just spending more time together, but like all the sports and practices and crap that we're normally busy with all of the time, just running. Now we're just like, playing outside and shooting basketball and talking about building a tree house, and just like it's awesome, really.
That's good. Mike, how's your kid doing?
She's good. They the same thing, same deal here. They called off school for the rest of the year. She's 17. She's going through it. She's got 1 more year left. I don't know how it works for the seniors. Does anybody have seniors in this situation? Do they just graduate? No. I don't know.
No idea.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Summer school for everybody, or what?
Yeah. But there's a lot of layers to it. With my kid, she used to come over every weekend, but like we talked and we're keeping everybody apart. So we're just kind of doing distancing. It's wild out here.
Joining us now is Kevin Stone, who is listed as Olivia initially. I was like, who's Olivia? I don't know, but that of course is your daughter. How are you doing, Kevin? Welcome. Glad you could make it after your meeting.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
You're good.
I still almost didn't recognize you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you got this straight up thing going.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous.
I've got
I'm the opposite. I'm getting bigger.
Yeah, I'm getting Capaldi here in the quarantine. I really wish I gotten a haircut, but I guess that's what's going on with me. And
Hey, at least you got it.
yeah. But,
How
you're
old,
going to quarantine.
That's the reason why.
How old's your daughter?
Oh, it's
Kevin?
She's gonna be 9 on Sunday.
How's she doing with staying at home mostly?
Well, she's doing all right. But it's the parents who are more stressed out because we have to do the teaching. So we get all the assignments, and it's a lot of work to go through them and get all the math. The math is the worst because I don't know how you, Kevin and Ralph were, and everybody else, but there was like one way to do division when I was at school. There's like 10 now, and like so I have to Google like how to do problems with, it's like second grade math, and I have to Google it. So.
Yeah, no math here.
We haven't heard too much for you, Mr. Francis, and we'll get to Mr. Kirshner in a bit too. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's very kind of weird and surreal, but
what are you watching?
It's sort of been watching. I guess I have been watching Tales from the Loop, which is completely different from what I expected. Sort of, because it's supposed to be this like the '80s that never was, and this kids kind of stuff. And I was expecting something more like Stranger Things, and it's not really all that kid friendly, and it's kind of depressing. Maybe the fourth episode I watched, I was like, Jesus, all right. So we'll see if I think we're gonna keep watching it, but it's very somber. Good music.
What's that
very
show?
well shot.
It's there's a show on AMC, and I've seen the commercials obviously because I've been watching a lot of AMC. But it's with the guy it's with Jason Segel. It's like Tales from Another Place or something like that. Has anybody been watching that?
Yeah.
Because it looks like I might actually want to watch it.
It looks like it's either going to be amazing or terrible.
Right.
One of the two.
Mr. Kirshner, how are you? What are you doing to spend time in these times?
Well, I'm all caught up on Better Call Saul, so now I'm seeing. I got a new gaming PC a couple months ago, so now is the perfect time to play a bunch of Red Dead Redemption 2 and all that stuff.
You know, it's funny. I'm not going to say who it is, but one of the guys at Universal is one of the voices in Red Dead Redemption 2, and he's kind of living both worlds because he's going to conventions, he's doing signings, he's doing all this shit. They're flying him all over. They were flying him all over the world and stuff for this Red Dead Redemption panel, and then he still has to come back to Universal and be Shrek, and he fucking he's a good guy, but I totally get it. It's like, man, I am there, but I'm not really there, you know?
Did you ever see that show Love on Netflix?
I saw the first season and I liked it, but I never followed up on it.
Yeah, there's a character, he's like a minor side character whose his dream is to be a stuntman, and he gets a hookup one day to learn some of the stuff from the people at the Waterworld attraction at the stunt show.
Okay.
And every time I think of your work, I think about like those guys like working that stunt show. That stunt show is amazing.
It's a great
and it's like, I don't know if it's online, but if you haven't seen the Waterworld stunt show, check it out. It's still Waterworld. They haven't changed it, and it's amazing.
They've been doing it for 20 years.
I don't know how.
It's the highest rated attraction in the park.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We were like, oh, let's go check it out. And there was a huge wall of people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I guess there needs to be more stunt shows in the world.
Did they do character signings as like Dennis Hopper's character from Waterworld?
No, but what's cool about it is after the show is done, over the speaker, the announcer, they do their bow and they say like who the actors are portraying the different stunt performers or whatever, and they give them their credits on like what movies they've done stunts for and stuff. It's kind of like a regular day gig, I think, for stunt guys who don't have any stunts to do. Like if they're not on a set, like this is like what they come and do for their day job. But it's super awesome.
I know two of the guys who play the Deacon really well. I worked with both of them at The Walking Dead, and another one is like Homer in the park. He plays Homer. Yeah, I mean, they're both great. I actually kind of, if you count Christopher Daniels, who I've met like twice, he's also the Deacon from time to time. But yeah, it's a blast. It's a great, great show. And there's some, I would say try not to watch it online. Try to see it in real life, but for a number of reasons.
One's that's going to happen.
I was weeks away from going to Rise of the Resistance. That's all I wanted to fucking do. Is a buddy of mine at Universal. He's hit that ride like legitimately 20 times, and he's like, "This is the greatest thing ever."
Yeah,
I've been on it 3.5 times. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got on twice. I got on twice when I was down there. It was worth it. We were up at the park at 5:30 in the morning, and worth it.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. Like no matter how hype you get, much hype you hear about it, Kevin, it's still going to be awesome. You went to Disneyland like something like 2 days before it opened to the public or something.
The day before, because my buddy was in town. I was like, "Can't stay another day." No, I can't stay another day. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, I made it a point to not look at anything before the ride. I knew it was going. I know, Ralph, you had posted a couple of things, and I hit it. I blocked it as soon as I saw it. I was like, nope, I don't want to see anything from it. And when those doors open, I got emotional. Like my daughter was there with me, and like I had to look straight ahead. I was like, if I look at you in my head, I'm like, if
I know what doors you're talking about too.
Yeah.
Like it could be any number of doors, but I think I know what door you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'm really concerned about Halloween. Is Halloween going to be a thing? Is the park going to be open for Halloween Horror Nights? That's like my favorite time of year.
You're already wearing a mask.
This is a question for you guys because, like, how do you guys feel about the parks? Like for you, Kevin, do you think things are going to get back into like normal? I have another Disney trip booked in October, and I don't know if like I'm even comfortable with doing it.
Right.
I mean,
I've heard nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is that we will get at the very least 1 week ahead of time to get everything right and back in shape. We've been going in once a week. I think this is the first week we're not going in since the park closed. After the first week, there's already weeds growing out of all the cracks. There's ducks everywhere, cats everywhere, stuff like that. So we can get it done in a week, no problem. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But as far as how many people they're going to let come through the gate, if they're going to have markers down every 6 feet for people in line, I have no idea.
The lines are going to be insane. That was like one of the big things that I took home after all this kind of, jumped off, is I just remember being in those lines and everybody, you have the staff members just kind of like fill in all the available space, pushing people towards, and you're not going to have that anymore because people are going to look at you and say no.
Right. Right. And it's one of those things where if they limit the amount of people in, how does that work for staffing? Are they gonna do like shorten hours so they don't have to do a morning staff and a night staff? Are they? I don't know. Who knows? It's crazy. We've never really seen anything like this. So it's up in the air.
And I'm a photo op guy. So, I'm a bunch of the characters in the park, and I know a bunch of characters that, especially with the kids, wants to give them a big hug. And maybe even when the park opens, maybe they won't have those characters there at all for a while.
Yeah. We'll see. Kevin's at Galaxy's Edge right now.
Yeah,
that's where you are.
I'm going back to Yavin.
I did hear that they might do temperature checks, like for people coming in, but I don't know how that's going to work.
That's so crazy. I mean, are you going to reuse 1,000 thermometers a day, or are you going to throw them out?
It's probably going to be like
temperature guns.
Temperature guns.
Yeah, actually, an old neighbor of mine worked for the FLIR company, and every day they would make them look at one of the cameras and take their temperature. and they wouldn't let them in if any of them had a fever. So I'm imagining it would be something like that. But
The problem is asymptomatic people are carriers too. So I
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll be stuck in our virtual backgrounds for a while. Pretend like we're at great places.
It's crazy. You're a sports fan. You're a baseball fan. Will there be baseball?
Like this idea of them doing it in Arizona. I don't know if you heard about that. There was a rumor going around that they were going to get like all the teams into Arizona because Arizona's and Florida are both set up for spring training, and they can, do several games a day and move different teams around, and then utilize Arizona's where the Diamondbacks play. And they're all set up for cameras. They're all set up for broadcasts. And it's just a matter of, making sure that the players are healthy, but it's a place where they don't have to travel that far. I think in Arizona, everything's within like a 25-mile area. And I think in Florida, everything's within like a 51-mile area. So they'd be able to keep every team kind of contained in one area and have the facilities to not only play but to broadcast. So I can see something like that happening where they just have to find out the logistics and make sure all the players are safe and all the coaches and stuff are all safe, but it's hard to say. It was weird watching WrestleMania without any people in the audience. So watching baseball without the crowd noise is like, it's going to be weird.
It was a bummer being from Tampa and having them lose it because everyone here was so excited. Titus O'Neil was like all over town, promoting it, and then, what happened.
That's interesting because you're not even a wrestling fan, but you knew it was there, huh?
Oh yeah, they had billboards and stuff, and they had like a big thing at the stadium, and people were getting ready for it, and people were excited for it, and there were going to be a bunch of people coming in. So,
including Tom Brady. You got Tom Brady heading that way too.
Yeah, Tom Brady's living in Derek
Sorry,
Jeter's
Kirk.
house right now. Tom Brady broke quarantine. The mayor busted him.
Yeah, and then he stole Gronk.
So it's funny, you were talking about WWE is doing a similar thing. They're doing it from the Performance Center. They're doing a lot of that from where they train. But the Money in the Bank, I'm sure maybe some of you guys know.
I've heard about it.
Bank match. They have ladders around the ring, and then there's a briefcase hanging from the top of the roof or whatever. And you climb a ladder, you grab the case, and if you get the case, you get a title shot. It's a big thing.
It's a contract.
It's a contract, yes. And so they've changed it, and instead they're going to have the ladder at the top of WWE headquarters, and they're going to start at the bottom floor. So I think they're kind of doing a combination of like the Firefly Funhouse match, and it's going to be very cinematic. I think they've already changed it, but I'm excited.
It sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome.
It's like that. It's that game Kung Fu from NES. Like you're just climbing the levels, going up and up and up.
I feel like Kurt Russell should be involved somehow. That's my feeling. I don't know.
Or John McClane.
So
right? Yes.
Absolutely. Is there going to be a boss at every level?
There should be.
It's like 8 people at once trying to get to the top. So well, we've been going for like an hour here, and I've had. Where are you now? Are you in The Shining?
Yeah.
Riverlook Hotel. Oh, and who's in the office? Kirshner's in the office.
Yeah, Kirshner's left.
Well, I mean, I think this is a good time to wrap up, and I think maybe some people have some last things to say before we take off. Maybe.
I just want to say that I thank you guys for doing this, but I'm using this opportunity on my TV watching. I'm using it to take deep dives back into things I never experienced, like since HBO's like opened up their stuff. I'm watching The Sopranos for the first time. I didn't see that, so
great ride.
But then also like for my kids, we're going in the WWE network, and watching all the old SummerSlams and WrestleManias and stuff and so I'm getting to, my kids are now loving Jake the Snake and Ultimate Warrior like I did when I was a kid, and it's really cool.
Nice. That's great. Well, we got people from all corners of the country here, and Shane Poole is listening, but he's in the UK, so we're officially international.
All right.
Yeah, this was great, guys. Thanks. I've been, we've been talking, working remote. I haven't left the house for much. I've been cooped up, so like I try and talk to people as much as possible. This interaction definitely helps. I tried to limit myself with jumping in because I could talk, but tried to keep it limited to you guys. Just to keep on your theme, I will let you know that I have watched The Rise of Skywalker a lot under this quarantine, and I love it. I warmed up in the theater. I was kind of neutral on it. Like I thought it was good, but I love it right now, and I could watch it again tonight.
I feel like the pacing of it is insane, which lends itself to multiple viewings. There's no real kind of slow spot. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, before you guys all logged on, Ralph and I were trying to figure out how to stream this to Facebook and or YouTube, and we haven't been able to figure out. So if you guys know, if you can send us a message or something, if you have an idea. Otherwise, we'll try to figure out. But this is a good number. It's not too many people. But awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, let's stop doing a podcast.
All right.
See you guys.
Bye.
And I've done recording.
Oh.
We'll see. And that'll go up.
When are you guys going to do some more homework assignments?
Oh, boy.
Hey, I got two of them there. You did Colossus and
Time Tunnel.
Night Stalker.
Wait. Oh, Night Stalker's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Colossus, the movie?
Yeah.
Ralph assigned that to me once.
Yes.
Wait.
That was me.
Oh, yeah. John assigned it to us.
Yeah.
That movie was great. I like that movie.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're ever looking for a homework assignment, I have a whole list for you.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to end the meeting, guys. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care.